known a great many firefighters over the years, and there's a common thread through each and every one of you and your fellow firefighters, that it's that call to service. It's amazing.
Right. And you hear that, well, we're on duty 24/7. We're
Correct.
never really off. Whether we go out of town, we're still going to respond to something in that neighborhood. If we see an incident or an accident, we're going to stop, we're going to help.
Yep. So let's take this scenario that you and your wife are going to go out to dinner. You had a christening in the family or a wedding in the family. What goes through your mind when you have the call to a fire and you have your wife saying, wait a minute, we have to go to the wedding?
Well, she's been very understanding. We've been married now since '68, so we're 57 years been married.
Congratulations.
And she understands that. When the alarm goes off, I usually say, I have to go, but I'll be back right away. Okay? That way there, it seems like it's a short period of time, and she understands. We got the scanner, so she knows what's going on. She knows, she can tell by listening to it, well, it's going to be a half hour, or if it's a fully involved house fire, he's going to be there a couple hours. So, yeah, we can adjust our plans, and I've lost birthday parties, I know for my son. I was out almost all day because the truck broke down. I've been out to a New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve, we had 2 or 3 calls in a row, so I didn't spend my New Year's Eve home. So,
Thank God for people like you, Rich, and thank God for people like your wife, who because it's really a team effort from what you're telling me.
Yes, the wife has to understand what's going on, and if you can involve her a little bit. And years ago, we had auxiliaries in the firehouses.
I remember.
So we had the wives involved, their daughters or whatever, family members, part of the auxiliary. And back then, when we had a major fire, the auxiliary got together and made sandwiches.
Yeah.
And brought drinks.
I remember that at 9/11.
Okay. Yeah.
That was a big thing that was going on with the firefighters' wives. Was they were cooking, because that was continuous, and that was truly heroic what you guys were doing.
And that means a lot to us when we're out there, because now we get a chance to rehab, reignite a little bit with the family, talk what's going on, and everybody understands the position we're in.
What year did you first enter the fire service?
I joined President Park Fire Company on June 3rd, 1974.
Well, I was out of high school.
I joined only because I was a member of the Morgan First Aid Squad, and when I bought my house here in President Park, I just felt I couldn't travel down the highway anymore to the squad that was down in Morgan, and I'm only 2 blocks from the firehouse.
Yeah.
So it was an easy transition. I still wanted to volunteer. I could make the fire truck. I could respond to the fire calls, so I did.
It's an excellent firehouse. By the way, for those of you who may not know, Sayreville has 4 firehouses, and each firehouse is volunteer. So we truly have a huge debt of gratitude to these men and women. So, Rich, in the last 50 years, how has the trucks and the gear that the firemen use and wear changed?
Our PPE has changed to protect us.
What is PPE?
Personal protective equipment.
Okay, and what is that?
Our outer coat, our pants, our boots, our gloves, our helmet, a mask, and our air pack. When I joined, we didn't have the real firefighting gloves that protected us from fire. They were waterproof, but in the winter they would freeze up. We didn't have pants. We had boots that came up in a higher part of your leg. So there was a part between your bottom of your coat and the top of your boot that was susceptible to fire. So if you wore jeans underneath, it didn't protect your skin. Years ago, we didn't have hoods. You had a helmet and your collar you pulled up. Today, you've got heat protection hoods, and they're also supposed to protect the cancerous air or cancer that's in the air from a fire from getting into the skin on your neck and causing cancer.
Really?
So we have, they are different varieties of them. If you're going to be in high heat and burn all the time, there's a different variety. When I joined, the SCBA air packs were just coming out. When I joined, we had 2 air packs in the apparatus inside of a suitcase. And I can remember back then, some of the senior officers said, don't wear that, because nobody did it in the fire service yet at that point. Don't wear that because it's too expensive to fill that air bottle.
I could see that
Okay?
happening.
Yeah. And now here we are 50 years later, and every man that gets off that apparatus or woman gets off that apparatus, you better have an air pack on your back to protect, because you don't know what's in the air that you're walking into that fire scene.